Hi, it's Kiffin Lebates here, and Leos Stalik made an interesting point about how you shouldn't give up on a business idea just because there's competition out there. And to be honest, I do agree with him. It's just that in my series of videos I didn't have enough time to go into that in more depth, so I thought I'd do that now. So if there's competition, if there's another company or several companies out there that are doing the same thing that you thought of doing, that is actually a positive indicator that the idea that you had has the potential to make money. However, competition, although healthy for the ecosystem, can be fatal for some of the participants. And I happen to think that there are three possible cases for your competition, two of which actually end up being good, and one that ends up being pretty much fatal. So the first one is you find out that a huge company like Amazon or Microsoft or IBM is doing something very, very similar. Now, I actually see that as a positive, because big companies are oil tankers or dinosaurs. They don't turn around very quickly. They may have some internal entrepreneurship system, but the fact is they have so many requirements in terms of process and paperwork that they can't move quickly. So what you can do with your idea is you can position it in such a way that you are targeting a specific, lucrative, hopefully niche market within the idea, and develop the features and solve the particular aspects of the problem that that niche is concerned with. So for example, you may have some customer relationship management software, and you may go specifically after the legal profession or the medical profession. Actually, maybe not medical, that's another bag of spanners, but you can go after a particular niche which is not particularly well served by the big company, because they are trying to get as big a market as possible. You can move quickly and actually interact more closely with your potential customers and make a product that really meets their needs, and then the fact that you're not big won't matter anymore. The second possibility is that there's a very small startup out there that's doing the same thing that you're doing. Now, there you have the advantage possibly of being in a different geography, targeting a market in a different language. Also, the small company will not have the kind of blanket awareness that big companies do, so it may be that although you're aware of the fact that they're a competition, your potential customers in your area are not aware, so you can step in and start gaining market share that the other startup hasn't even been able to address. Plus, with small startups, you can actually do an analysis on the people involved. Are the founders of this startup actually clued up? You can find out from their articles and from their blogs and stuff like that whether they really know what they're doing. And if you're lucky, you may find out that it's their first attempt at a startup. Maybe they're young and inexperienced. Maybe they're just sort of wide-eyed enthusiasts who are moving into this for the first time, in which case you can actually leapfrog them by executing more efficiently. So that's the second one. Now, the one that I think is the killer is when you have a company that's maybe 5 to 10 years old, has maybe 30 to 100 employees, and is operating in the space that you were thinking of moving into. And that one is, I think, the hardest to overcome, because they're small enough that they can have the agility of a startup, and they can change their direction. If you show them that a particular area is worth targeting, they can, in the space of weeks possibly, actually tackle that market. So there's the risk there, plus the fact that they've managed to grow to a reasonable sized company and have a reasonable income shows that they know what they're doing, probably, that they're actually executing efficiently. So that's the one that I would say beware. Have another thought if you're thinking of going into that space anyway, if that's the kind of competitor that you're seeing in your space. So be interested to see what Leos thinks of this, and hopefully see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.